Hey everyone, it's Nate here. Today we're going to be talking about Dark Souls 3 and how to conquer the Nameless King. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is setup. I think this is the most important thing when you're facing the Nameless King, is how you're actually set up as a character. This is just going to be really general. What we're going to really talk about here is the armor you want to wear is going to be heavy lightning resistance. I don't mean heavy armor necessarily, but you want the highest lightning resistance possible while maintaining a weight ratio under 70%. The other thing to talk about here, the rings. Make sure you have your lightning ring on. I did physical absorption as well, if you notice there. I always run that stamina ring because it's just nice for my setup. And then finally, the Pontiff's right eye, just so I can multiply my hits. Because the character I've got is just a small axe with a shield, so that works out really well for me. So as we jump into here, you'll see the armor I'm using in the actual clips. A little different than the setup that I just went through briefly there, but once again, just focus on lightning resistance, and then make sure your weight ratio is under 70%. That'll help you out dramatically when you're trying to roll around. So here we are, Arch Dragon Peak, of course. Everything's a little bit cloudy. And the first thing you'll notice here is that I actually used the Tears of Denial miracle. And one mistake I made already, I can see, with the Tears of Denial, you can actually go back to the bonfire and recover all of your magic instantly without losing it. What Tears of Denial is, it's basically whenever your life goes down to 0, and you should be dead, it'll actually bring you back to life and give you 1 HP. So it's kind of a nice way to go in there and have a little backup plan just in case you do end up dying. This will keep you alive. So that's what it is. It's fantastic. You can see I just recovered all of my magic right there, which, like I said, is a total waste because you actually can go back to the bonfire and recover that without losing the miracle there. All right, let's go ahead and get in here. Jump right into the fog. Of course, you're familiar with the Nameless King. This is a rough battle, one of the toughest ones in the entire series of Dark Souls. First part of the battle is going to be the Nameless King riding a dragon. We call it the King of Storm here. And really the strategy on this one is that, as you can see there, he's trying to throw lightning at me. That is his most vulnerable move. So you can actually go in and get a lot of hits on that one move alone. The key here is just learning the pattern. When he throws fire like that, an easy move is to either roll in front of it or to back up. He will dive at you if you're too far away, so make sure you keep kind of a medium range in front of you as far as what you're trying to do here. You can see you can easily roll out of the way of any of these attacks. And really the key here for this battle is really keeping that mid-range. Don't get trapped under the dragon. That's a really bad spot. It will actually end up breathing fire down on you from above, which is impossible to avoid. You have to actually run away from it. So always keep this kind of mid-range you see that I'm keeping right here. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to entice him to do this lightning move right here where he stabs down at you. You just roll out of the way at the last second and get a lot of hits on him. So once again, get your hits in, get out of the way, try to maintain that mid-range once again. Dodge all the stuff he's throwing at you. And your whole idea here is just to entice him to once again throw the lightning at you. Now when he gets in the air like this and he's flying, I always put my shield up and just block. And some people say moving to the right with him you'll avoid that, but it's really tough to avoid the lightning from above. So you can either roll out of the way or you just block with your shield and take off very much damage. And then when he tries to stab at you, you just move back to the left, and that usually works. Just roll out of the way. Here once again, mid-range, just keep your distance. The key here is when you know he's going to throw the lightning is when he actually jumps over your head, which I'm sure he'll probably do in a second here again. That's the trigger that you know he's going to throw lightning. So that's what you're really looking for, is when you're keeping this mid-range and he ends up jumping right over your head, then you know the lightning's coming. Like this right there, that's a perfect example. Then he almost always throws the lightning right here. In this case, he looks like he's not going to, but trust me, that is what you're looking for. Just going right over your head and then getting in there waiting on the light. Make sure you're, of course, paying attention to your health. You can see here I actually used a miracle, which is a little different from what I usually do because it just takes forever. So I don't really advise doing that unless you can really have the free time to do it like I just did there. But the Etus Flask is going to be your best friend for sure. And probably the reason why I did that is that you don't want to waste very many flasks early in this fight. This is going to be the easiest part of the fight right here. You try to save as much as you possibly can going into it. Also good to note here, eventually you can actually stagger the dragon, which looks like I did a horrible job on this one. But you can actually get right into its face and stagger it with R1. So if you do take enough damage off him, that's a really nice way to take a huge chunk, in the fight a lot faster than what you're seeing here. So there you go, he just jumped over my head, which is good. There's the lightning, which is what you want. Dive out of the way, and just go ahead and go to town and start hitting him. And just repeat that strategy until you've got it down. This is definitely the easiest part of the fight, without a doubt. I'd say the last 5 times I fought him, I easily beat this portion of the fight within a couple of minutes and moved on to the actual Nameless King, which is a much more difficult fight. We'll talk about that in just a second here. Once I finish him up, if you're curious, I think I was a level 100 whenever I fought this guy, so he is close to the very end. He's one of the end bosses, just an optional fight. He's part of the Path of the Dragon quest line. If you're not familiar with that, I believe it's down in the dungeons. You can actually go down there. There's a little spot with a dragon hanging out, a statue of it. And if you do have the, I don't even know what it's called, Path of the Dragon gesture, you can actually use. And that'll trigger this whole sequence where you can actually go up here and fight this guy. Alright, just avoiding a few other hits here. He's almost dead, you can see. Not much health left. There's the move I'm looking for, jump over my head. Doesn't pull out the lightning this time, that's alright though, just be patient with it. Does it again. There's the lightning, that's what I want. Dive out of the way. Go ahead and hit him a few more times. Oh, he's so close. Be patient, make sure you get back. If you don't end up getting it, don't be greedy, just get back. Wait for an opening. This is probably a good opening right here. It is. There you go. Knocked him down. He's done. So this nice little, FMV will trigger where it shows him basically killing his own dragon with a giant lightning storm. Wanted to pass that up just so we can get this moving. And this is the actual Nameless King here. So this is the main fight that you're actually going to be looking for. The key with him is that you can see they swipes at you really close. I like to stay extremely close by to him, even though he's about to kill me here. Let me scoot back a little bit, get some more health. Looks like it was a very rough start, but I promise you I'm going to beat him in the end. Another key strategy that you can pull off with the Nameless King is if you haven't actually gotten your Ember back yet, then it's one thing I usually save until I'm here with the Nameless King. It's a nice boost to your life. I would use it pretty quickly just so you've got all your health back immediately. But if you're down on health really low, you can actually just use Ember to get all of your health back and then some. So it's kind of a nice way to have a bonus going into this fight. So as you notice here, what he does, you can actually stagger him right here. I think I did. Yes, there we go. He's going to swing at you, and it's usually in patterns of 2. And so all you want to do is just roll out of the way. I usually roll to the right, and that's an easy way to avoid it. He's also going to swing at you with a couple stabs like that. Just simply dive out of the way, left or right, to avoid those. They do major damage. You don't want to take that. Same way when he goes up in the air like that, he's going to stab down on you. Just roll out of the way. Make sure you don't get hit by that because it does hurt really bad. Always pay attention to your health, of course. This is a really quick boss, so there's not a whole lot of openings as far as taking your time and getting your health back. He usually come at you pretty quickly. If you stay really far away from him, he actually does this move where he throws kind of like a wave of clouds at you to knock you down. So I always stay really close into him so he can't pull that move out. And then here's charging the sky to try to hit you from above, which he did hit me that time. That one's, it's actually really easy. You can just roll out of the way whenever you see him about to charge that up. make sure you dive out of the way for anything like that when he goes up high. And the nice thing about this boss is if you're kind of greedy like I am, you can usually get 2 or 3 hits in each time you go in there. So just avoid his big moves here. I think go in there 1, 2. Let's see if I can do any more here. 1, 2. Staggered him. Got him. That's 2 staggers in this one playthrough right here of the Nameless King. And I even got an additional at least 2 hits on there. So he's not bad, really. If you go in there and learn the patterns, like I say, he usually has 2 swings, and then you can go in and attack. And just dive, like I always dive to the right. And just stay really close to him. So there's 1, there's 2, and then you usually get some swings in. 1, 2, get some swings in. And then you could stagger him right here. I should have, but I didn't even realize what was going on, so I just kept on hitting him. Be patient with it. You can block if you have the setup that I was talking about, where heavy lightning resistance, physical absorption as well. You can actually block his shots. He will end up breaking you eventually, so just keep that in mind. And then this should be it right here. Yep, it is. But dive out of the way when there's 1, 2 swings and go in there. Be patient. Get a couple swings in, and then get out of the way. So that was the Nameless King. He's not impossible, I swear. Just keep on fighting. Eventually, you'll get it. You'll get this little cutscene here, where you are victorious, and all the clouds will go away, and you can actually explore the Archdragon Peak on your own. So there it is, folks. Make sure you get some nice pickups in the end here as well. So right in the middle area, there's I think there's an armor set. There might even be a weapon in there as well. So make sure you pick that up. And thanks for watching. That was a strategy on the Nameless King. So it is possible to defeat him, as you just saw there. That was not even my best run through of it. So I've got some more strategies for you coming up. So I hope you stick around, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time